What is up, guys? So I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna do a. Now, my last video was more to find subjects on my website, new subjects to talk about. It's more the impersonal videos, but I mean soon I want to film a personal video. Yeah, I mean it will not be published, more to the people that follow close my thing. But yeah, but now I guess this one is more a fun one, you know. Method typology is more to expand the categories we have, kind of because there's a lot of still of system of imagination, actually fantasy, or just typology, yeah, or pseudoscience stuff, psychology stuff, that can be quite useful to connect with the same framework, the same symbolic framework that is OPS. So now today I'm gonna do the race. So where they come from, man? Where in Tolkien, the Lord of the Ring, the races, how we come up with them? It's a distortion on some part of the human race, accentuate some parts. People in real life that inspire a type of race. That each, like we can say, each type is a certain race, and that race will represent something in reality, in experience. So yeah, I mean it's more a fun one, you know. Just I will not say like a particular race is like a combination of coin, but I will say that, but it's like it's not really canonical. That, you know, of course a person is not you know, that type of race if the person has all the coins that will illustrate. So yeah, the first one is the human. I will do the 4 classic coin actually, the human, the orc, the elves, and the dwarves. Elves. It's more elves. And yeah, dwarves. Okay. So, which of them is SF, you think? The race that is ragey. It is more brute-like. It's more like represented in video games or books. It's actually more the orcs. And you know, the orcs always clash with the human. Say in Tolkien fantasy, even in a lot of fantasy actually, it's more the orc versus the human. In Warcraft, they're kind of against. So you have to see them as opposite or a duality, fighting each other. Same thing with elves and dwarves and video games, or Tolkien works, or even Warcraft to some degree. Not Warcraft, probably the least, but still to some degree. To see that they are opposite or they fight. So yeah, SF. So it's actually the human that are more empty. We can maybe see the dwarves are very innovative, forging materials, forging in the rocks, but it's more in the ST sense actually that they are. And the elves too, they can seem like empty, but they are more fairy, more on top. It's not like it's not like thinking. It's more like imaginative with the NF. It's more something the magic, you know, magic actually. And yeah, so NT for elves, NT for human, NF for elves, and ST for dwarves. And it's actually pretty accurate actually. You know, if we have to do 2 saviors, you know, can have 2 saviors. I would say dwarves are more like STSF. Yeah, STSF I would say. Human more compared to the other race. You know, you have to really think in terms of comparison to other race, and a lot of media, a lot of video games and movies, and that's just my opinion. But I do think it's actually accurate. But yeah, I think that orc, SF. Yeah, I think they are SF, ST probably, and elves NF, NT. Yeah, in most video games, the orcs are more the one causing chaos, or EP, Humans, they kind of are about the order. I mean, in Warcraft or even Tolkien, it's always the orc invading. The orc being about multiplicity, a lot of charge, a lot of gathering of forces, and humans are always more clean, always more civilized. They have less brute force and anger in the orc. Kind of go with the SF EP kind of way. Can see double masculine. And humans are more very fragile compared to them in the media. FF. I would say that elves have more kind of a flex aura, a social one aura, or a vest, kind of heads up and kind of looking at the sky. Elves are more, let's say the sky, it's more the earth and the heaven. So, yeah, they're actually more IP. Well, the dwarves are very community alike, very like everyone together, going on an adventure. I think that's not a coincidence that in the Hobbit it's actually the dwarves. It's more the dwarf that is more company together. It has more that kind of archetype of the EJ, ST together, working on something, and social for. I would say that the dwarves are more social for, and elves are more social one. So and yeah, of course, I think audio. I mean, dwarves are audio. They're MF. You can argue maybe MM for dwarves and MF for orcs, but I mean orcs have a lot more that that rage, double masculine kind of muscular kinesthetic part about them, even in how they are represented in art. While dwarves is more like the hammer, more like it, and they are mostly friendly, like the FDE. Not that the MDE are not friendly, but a little more ragey, a little more punching on the others, which is more characteristic of. And FDE can be actually with the M sensory. It's more poking at each other with the M sensory, at the kind of FDE bound, kind of bonding. It's more like what the dwarf are doing actually. Yes, they are more artistic, more visual. The eyes of the elves, even the kind of eyebrows, oftentimes depicted in the media and all that. The long, it's like the long ears is kind of an extension of the eye or the eyebrows, you can say, of the elves. So it makes sense. It has more that visual quality to it. So yeah, I guess social data, social one, social four, and now with the social with human and orc. I mean, human are more specialized, I would say, in video games. Orc don't really specialize. Now this one, I guess, it doesn't seem to be super apparent. So it doesn't seem to be an important dynamic with all of them, all of those. But I would say social 3 and social 2. So yeah, I would say maybe. I mean, dwarves have a skib mentality. I mean, orc and dwarves seem like more skibs. Elves seem like mopes, and humans seem more like douchebag, you can say. Or maybe dwarves are more like a loudmouth actually. They are more like play blast. Humans, they have a more selfish edge a little bit, the humans, in video games and the media compared to the other race I see. But maybe more like a blast sleep, maybe more sleep saviors actually. But yeah, I would say maybe blast sleep. Orcs, they have more that kind of consume play vibe, and elves, they have more that that sleep consume vibe. And I mean, if you have all of them together, it will be more like it will be more like Anya Taylor-Joy. It's more like an actress, and they all line up, you know. And it's actually an IG, so she's not she's one point off from that. You can see that maybe typing someone. I think it's the guy with the alligator that will align with that. Oh, I think he's an EP. Yeah, so EP and IG. I guess we can do a slash. We can go in more precision for sure about the race, but I think that's good enough. It makes sense that maybe it's more IP slash IG EP slash IP IJ slash EJ, I would say maybe, and EJ slash EP. Does seem to make sense. So yeah, thanks for watching.